What's going on, guys? We're back once again. We're going to be discussing Star Wars Clone Wars Episode 8. Now, there's a lot we're going to go into about this episode, so hopefully you guys watch it, but let's go ahead and get right into it. It leaves off right where it happened, where Ahsoka, Trace, and Rafa, they are in a cell, once again, trying to figure out what they're going to do. And Ahsoka is back and forth if she's going to tell them about her being a Jedi or was a Jedi. Now, they go in front of the Pike leader, and he explains to them that they need to understand that either they're going to tell them or they're going to die of where the spice is. So Ahsoka comes up with a plan, tells Rafa to trust her. She comes up with a plan saying, okay, well, I know where it is, and it looks like she's selling them out. If they don't, then I'll tell you where their family is, and all this other kind of stuff. And it does look like she's selling them out, but she's not. And of course, we do know that she's not selling them out. She's just trying to buy herself in more and more time. So Rafa and Trace, they go and they're like, why did she do that? And then Trace is like, to give us a chance. So we do get to see where as soon as that happens, Ahsoka does escape. And she finds a whole bunch of bombs. And she's planting in them. But what was so interesting is that we do get to see where the Pike leader... where his advisor says, well, that was wrong for you to do that. And he basically just says that you do realize that my head's just as long as they are. So it was interesting because I was wondering what was going to happen, because I figured they were talking about Maul, and we do get to see Darth Maul in this episode, which was cool because he gets to be on... because they were talking to him through comms, and they were talking to him, and of course he did not like what they had to say because he's losing business and he's trying to hold his criminal underworld together during the war. And we do get to see where he thinks he sees something, but he tells him, he says, okay, basically tells him, y'all need to get this together, otherwise I could just give it to a different one. So I'm thinking, I found it really cool that they finally put Maul in here, and he looks great. CGI looks absolutely amazing, so I'm very happy that they did well with the CGI. And then we can see where Trace and Rafa, they come up with an idea to basically give the Pikes basically they go to the underworld of where all the Pikes storage their spice, and when that happens, Trace and Rafa basically trying to pull a fast one over their workers to say, oh, we're here to pick up another shipment, when in actuality they're just giving it back to them. And one of the workers kind of goes into this thing. She's like, oh, well, let me see your manager and all this, that. And right when they're delivering it, Rafa's putting the hurt through her words on the workers, and then here comes the manager, and then the manager's saying, okay, well, where's your clearance and where's your manifest? And we go into this huge battle between Rafa, Trace, and the workers, and they're able to pull over on them, and they're finally able to escape. So when that happens, we do get to see where Ahsoka does get captured, unfortunately, again, after she's posting all the bombs, and then they realize that she's a Jedi, and also finding out that Maul is on Mandalore, don't know why. And then right when that happens, they're going to execute her, and they're like, well, is your friend a Jedi? She's like, no. And then as soon as that happens, you see where Trace and Rafa come, and we do get to see them kind of embrace a little bit, but at the same time, they find out that she was a Jedi, and she's like, well, how could I tell you after everything that I know? And they're kind of like, okay, they're kind of having a fight, but then we do get to see where the explosions go off, gives them a distraction, they're able to escape, and Ahsoka and Trace and Rafa go onto the ship, and then Trace goes, look, if you're a Jedi, she says, I'm already ahead of you. So she starts shooting, able to take 2 down, but then the other takes down the gun and the shields, and then Trace does something which is absolutely crazy. She basically plays chicken with one of the Pikes in the ship, and they're able to win. When they're able to go back on to Coruscant at their garage in their home, Base is kind of going back and forth if she's going to stay or not. And as soon as that happens, she basically says, look, whatever happened, you didn't have to do what you had to do. And with you thinking like a Jedi is what got us out. And I consider you my friend, is what Trace is telling her. And then as soon as that happens, we get to see a lot of different things with the bounty hunters / Mandalorians. Mandalorians finally arrived, part of Death Watch, and they basically show her, look, we're not part of Death Watch no more, it's disbanded. and we have a common enemy, which is showing Maul. And then she basically says you got 5 minutes to decide if you're going to come or not. And right when that happens, we see where Trace and Rafa basically say go. They need you just like what we did. And I like how they're doing this because it basically does show that Ahsoka does have to be needed for a certain thing, so that way she can get not really revenge, but justice for what happened. And at the same time, we get to see where she says, "I'm gonna leave my bike here," and then she goes on with the Mandalorians, and this is going to be the beginning of the Siege of Mandalore. So it was a good episode. It was highly fun. It was a highly intense episode. It was a lot of action. There was some backstory, and we finally get to see Maul. So all in all, I think it was a good episode. But let me know what you guys think about it in the comments down below. If you guys are new to the channel, consider about subscribing. Links down below. If you guys are enjoying your day as well. And I'll be seeing you guys on the very next video.